Today, on Guess What I Found Out, we're talking about the unassuming, needle-covered, gloriously stubborn trees that basically said, you know what? I'll take the frozen wasteland. Keep your tropical paradise. That's right, Curious George. Conifers, the ancient, ice-conquering, fog-drinking overlords of the plant kingdom. And before you click away, thinking this is just a tree video, I want you to know this is a story about 250 million years of survival strategy, biological warfare, and nature's most quietly dramatic power grab. Still want to leave? Didn't think so. Here's the setup. About 100 million years ago, the flashy new kids on the evolutionary block, angiosperms, or as normal people call them, flowering plants, were absolutely eating lunch. Insect pollination, faster-growing cells, biological efficiency that made conifers look like they were running Windows 95. Flowering trees took over the tropics, dominated the monsoon regions, and thrived. Conifers pushed to the edges, the mountains, the cold places, the spots that even evolution seemed to forget about. Here's the twist, Curious George. That was the best thing that ever happened to them. While angiosperms were busy being popular in their warm, wet neighborhoods, conifers were quietly, stubbornly, and with zero fanfare, becoming absolutely indestructible. Let's talk about why. First up, freeze-thaw embolism. Sounds like a medical condition you'd Google at 2 in the morning, and for broadleaf trees, it kind of is. When winter hits, the wide water-conducting vessels inside angiosperms freeze solid. Then, when spring arrives, large air bubbles form inside those vessels, and they just don't dissolve. They sit there blocking water flow like a traffic jam in a single-lane tunnel. Conifers use narrow tracheids cells instead. Narrow tubes mean tiny bubbles. Tiny bubbles dissolve almost instantly. The tree stays hydrated. The tree survives. Meanwhile, the angiosperm stands there in spring, looking confused about why it feels terrible. If you're enjoying this so far, Curious George, now would be a great time to hit that like button. The algorithm is watching. And unlike freeze-thaw embolism, this one won't block anything. Next advantage: chlorophyll retention. While deciduous trees are dropping every single leaf in autumn like they're rage-quitting the season, conifers keep their needles fully intact. Chlorophyll preserved through winter, ready to photosynthesize the second the sun shows back up. No waiting, no regrowing, just instant productivity. In boreal forests, stretching across Canada and Siberia, where the growing season is brutally short, this isn't a minor perk. This is the difference between thriving and barely surviving. The deciduous tree spends weeks getting back to square one. The conifer already started its day. Now, here's a fun one. Fog. Most trees look at fog and see a mild inconvenience. Conifers look at fog and see a buffet. Their needles are precision fog collection devices. Moisture condenses on the needle surface, coalesces into droplets, and drips directly to the root zone. Broadleaf trees trap droplets just long enough for them to evaporate. In California's coastal redwood forests, fog drip accounts for roughly 1/3 of total water input. 1/3 from fog. That's not a survival adaptation, Curious George. That's drinking out of the air. All right, poll time, because we love a good debate here at Guess What I Found Out. You're building your dream cabin in the wilderness. What's your setting? Option A, deep in a boreal pine forest. Towering conifers, silence, snowfall, and pine sap in the cold air. Option B, a lush broadleaf forest with maples, oaks, dappled sunlight, and actual autumn colors you can brag about. Drop your answer in the comments. Make your case. We want passion. We want people defending their preferred tree neighborhood like it genuinely matters. Because here it does. Where did this whole conifer dynasty begin? Fossils in Triassic sandstone in North Carolina, rock layers over 200 million years old, point to early Pinnaci ancestors evolving in cool, high-elevation refuges. These were the original cold climate specialists, honing their craft while the rest of the planet was warm and uninterested. When global cooling arrived roughly 3 million years ago, conifers didn't panic. They expanded. Because they had been training for exactly this moment for 200 million years. That's not luck. That's preparation with geological patience. And it's not just about cold. In nutrient-poor, glaciated northern soils, conifer needles break down slowly, holding nutrients in the system rather than leaching them out. Broadleaves decompose faster, taking nutrients with them. In thin, rocky soils, conifers advance. Broadleaf trees retreat to streamside refuges where water and nutrients are actually available. Even in the Southern Hemisphere, invasive Northern Hemisphere pinnaceae moving into New Zealand alpine zones have outcompeted native vegetation. And, well, they didn't do it alone. They brought their own mycorrhizal fungi, those symbiotic root networks that extract nutrients from poor soils. They didn't just survive a new environment, they brought their whole support system. Speaking of support systems, like, subscribe, and follow. Guess what I found out? The conifers survived 250 million years without asking nicely. You can hit subscribe in about 2 seconds. Just saying. Before we go, Curious George, do you have fun facts about conifers, boreal forests, or anything we covered today? Drop them in the comments. We read everyone, and we are occasionally humbled by how much you all know. Here's where we land. Conifers didn't win the boreal forest by being flashy. They won it by being prepared for conditions everyone else was trying to avoid. Narrow tubes, retained needles, fog drinking, freeze resistance. 250 million years of quietly becoming unkillable. Next time you walk past a pine tree and give it zero acknowledgement, just know that tree has been mastering cold weather survival since before the dinosaurs showed up. A little respect wouldn't kill you. If you haven't subscribed to Guess What I Found Out yet, something is coming next that you genuinely would not expect from this channel. No hints, no previews, just trust the process, hit subscribe, and let us come find you when it drops. Last thought, if a tree could be smug, the conifer would be smug. It earned it.